Justice, or are we fighting for big tech?
Oh, we respect freedom of speech.
God loves him, I love him,
right.
but his penis isn't going to be in my bathroom. So,
Which is such a weird thing to say. That is such a bizarre thing to, like, she's just comfortable saying that. Like, oh, you can't have your genitals in my bathroom. What the f is wrong with you? Shut the f up. Nobody likes you. Focus on real issues. So a lot's been happening politically in the world. Donald Trump is going to be our new president, which sucks, but you know, it is what it is. He is appointing a lot of interesting cabinet picks.
Power. Still hasn't played Babu's You.
I literally just reset the segment. I'm not doing it again. Thank you very much, Saki Tanuki, for 5 tier 1 gifted subs. I appreciate you. Trump has some interesting cabinet picks. We're not going over that this time right now, but I'm just setting the stage for somebody, and a political figure who's been kind of popping off on Twitter lately. And she's been popping off because she is a massive transphobe, and we just had our first trans representative elected to Congress. Yeah, Congress. So this is her. Her name is Nancy Mace. She is a congresswoman, the congresswoman of South Carolina, and she wants to see your genitals. Yes, that's right. She would very much like to see your genitals. I don't know why. It is an interesting thing that she wants to do. Is the screen dark? I feel like the screen is dark. Oh, you know what it is? Hold on. Let me fix it. What? The Sigma? There we go. So this is her. And I'm pulling up this picture particularly because it's from me. And I happen to ratio her with 107K likes. So I just thought I would, you know, show off a little bit. Her post says, a woman being bullied for, wait for it, protecting women is the height of gaslighting. I'll drink your tears in my Pinot Noir tonight. Cheers. So this is the original photo, and I decided to put her in a bathroom. I thought it'd be funny, and apparently it was, so, you know. Like it, share it, you know, do what you will with it. Because this is the only image of her that I frankly want to see of her, so. Her stare is killing me. She does have an interesting stare. Like I've said before, there's something about evil people that, like, it just warps their face. I can't describe it to you guys. Like, I'm not trying to bash people's appearances, but, like, evil people just have an evil aura about them that they can't quite shake. It's so weird. I can't put my finger on it. Anyway, we're just going to go over a few things from Nancy Mace here. So she says she's a mom, Citadel grad, former Waffle House waitress. I wish she'd have stayed there. Congresswoman representing South Carolina, and a real woman. A real woman. That's right. She's a real woman out here fighting the good fight for all the real women everywhere against the trans people who are doing bad things somehow. So let's get into it. She's posted 262 times on Twitter in the last 36 hours about the bathroom. This is from 2:40 p.m. on November 20th, 2 days ago, as of this recording. So she probably has posted a lot more since then, if I had to guess. Yeah, she's a little obsessed. She's a little obsessed. It's not healthy. You know, I've been on Twitter a lot the past couple days as well, and it's not the healthiest thing for me. I'm probably going to take a break after today. It did land me a debate tonight, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, she's a little obsessed. It's not great. Let's go over a couple of videos of her. Here's one of her trashing a trans bathroom sign on Capitol Hill.
This says you can't erase us, Nancy. Well, then you shouldn't try to erase women.
Whoa!
Any man that wants to be in a woman's restroom, bathroom, dressing room, locker room, absolutely not.
She's so brave.
This says you can't erase us, Nancy. Well, then
Wait, is it just replaying it? It's just replaying it. Okay, thanks, New York Post. Really gotta stretch out that runtime from 20 seconds to 50, apparently. So yeah, that's the brave move from Miss Nancy Mace. Now, a lot of people are accusing her of having put the sign up herself. Did she? I don't know. Would she? Absolutely. So that's my headcanon, is that she put the sign up there herself and basically did the whole, like, that comic where there's a bunch of cardboard monsters that are put up, that somebody puts up themselves and then curls up into a ball on the floor. If you guys know what that is. I'm sure Dubsy knows what it is. They'll probably put it up on the screen for me. Thank you, Dubsy. And if you don't know what it is, you can DM me. Anyway, that's one. Here's another one. And we're not going to go over like all of them, but I just wanted to get a few in here. She says, I don't care. I'm doubling down and won't be quiet because some man tells me to.
Hey everyone, I told you I wasn't going to stop with Capitol Hill. I'm filing another bill tonight that would ban biological men from women's spaces on all federal property all across the country. This fight starts here. It starts now. Men are not allowed in women's spaces, period. Full stop, end of story.
Whoa, so brave. I should mention, by the way, something that I forgot to mention. I should mention the reason that she's doing this. Okay, so yeah, the reason that she is doing this is because a woman by the name of Sarah McBride, who happens to be trans, was elected to Congress. She is the first trans congresswoman to ever be elected to the position, which is amazing. Awesome. Love that. And she... Unfortunately, I don't want to get into too much detail about this, but she unfortunately is capitulating a bit, saying that she will follow the rules Nancy Mace lays out, because the rule is probably going to go through, if it hasn't already. Has it already gone through? Does anybody know? Is it already a thing? Like, you're not allowed to be trans and go into the women's restroom at the Capitol? Anybody aware if that's already been pushed through? Don't know. Well, if it hasn't already, it's going to be. So... The clothing screams desperate too, like which Trump is she hoping to marry? Well, she looks like every Fox News host ever, right? Except minus the blonde hair. She's brunette, but that's the only difference. Other than that, she looks just like every fucking Fox News host, which is like, you know, for conservative men, that's basically what they fantasize about. Hoping it fails miraculously? It won't. Sorry, guys. It is a huge waste of time and resources. Anyway, here's a cool one. Representative Nancy Mace spars with trans activist who interrupts her at Georgetown summit. Let's take a look.
It is ridiculous. It is the day after Trans Day of Visibility. We have had dozens of trans people die this year because of the hate and lies that you are spreading.
Based. Video posted to X shows South Carolina Representative Nancy Mace being interrupted at a tech conference in Washington, D.C. by trans activist Devin Greer, who stood up with an LGBTQ flag and began yelling at Mace a day after she introduced legislation to ban trans women from using the female bathrooms on Capitol Hill.
For big tech, justice, or are we fighting for big tech?
Oh, we respect freedom of
God
speech.
loves him, I love him,
right.
but his penis isn't going to be in my bathroom. So,
Which is such a weird thing to say. That is such a bizarre thing to, like, she's just comfortable saying that. Like, oh, you can't have your genitals in my bathroom. What the fuck is wrong with you? Shut the fuck up. Nobody likes you. Focus on real
I
issues.
just spoke at an event with a couple hundred people. Some trans lunatic tried to rush the stage and attack me.
Greer, the director of digital rights group Fighting for Freedom, fired back on X, writing, "I did not rush the stage, as everyone can see the video in the video you posted." She did not, in fact, rush the stage. That was a lie. She was not attacked. This was not an attack, okay? This was being yelled at, which she deserves. She deserves to be yelled at, okay? Sorry, she just does, at the very least. She doesn't deserve her position in Congress, if you ask me. All right, so that's just a little bit, just a few videos that I wanted to go over. There's more content out there if you'd like to see it, but I'm not going to go over all of it.
I do wonder what would happen if people said, I agree, let's put a guard outside men's bathrooms to examine their junk before entry and laugh if it's inadequate.
Thank you very much for another 5 tier 1 gifted sub, Sake Tanuki, and I agree. We did talk in a previous segment about, you know, what this ban even looks like if they just have guards posted outside of women's restrooms now to check people's genitals. But who's to say? I mean, they insist that that's not how it's going to work, but that's the only way that it can work. So I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to talk about why, and we're actually going to go into that a little bit more in these next couple of parts of the segment. I wanted to go into a couple of just 2 more things here about why this is a terrible idea. This is from Hallie, who says, I'm a biological man, cis man. I prefer that language, but nonetheless. I use a wheelchair. Fairly often, the only working accessible bathroom is in the women's bathroom. When that happens, I will sometimes, out of necessity, use the women's bathroom. On the flip side, my wife, a cis woman, sometimes needs to help me when I use the bathroom. In some cases, when there is no private accessible bathroom, that means that she goes into the men's bathroom with me. I'm not sure what this all means other than people who need to use the bathroom should be allowed to use the bathroom. And if there is no space that is specifically assigned to them, they should be allowed to use the bathroom that makes sense to them. When you gotta go, you gotta go. That's as human as it gets. And they go on. Also, for all the men who seem to think otherwise and maybe have never been inside the women's bathroom is not a sexy place. It's stalls where people poop and piss behind closed doors. And then fully dressed women wash their hands and blowing their nose. Yeah, I mean, that's the bottom line. It's a bathroom. It's a bathroom. Like, there's not a ton of men trying to go in there and abuse people. And trans people are not the ones doing it, by the way. It's cis men. Cis men are the ones who go into bathrooms and abuse people. Okay, for the most part. Cis women can also do it, and trans women can also do it. Sure, I'm willing to bite that bullet that trans women can be abusers. Okay, that is just a fact. But it's not a problem. It's not like trans women are going into bathrooms and abusing people en masse. It's simply not happening. And they're trying to convince you that it is when it's not. So anyway, the reason I bring up this post is because I've always been a proponent of not even segregating bathrooms. I think that bathrooms should just be, you know, anybody can use it. Gender neutral bathrooms. They should all just be gender neutral. Like, who gives a fuck? Okay. We used to have pools separated by gender, other spaces as well. I'd have to look at more specific ones, but that's the one I can think of as pools, definitely. Until one day they weren't, and everybody lived. Okay. Everybody got through it. And I think that the same logic should apply to bathrooms. You know, there's plenty of reasons that a man, a cis man, all right, might need to go into a women's bathroom. Maybe the men's bathroom is out of order, you know, or in this case, like maybe you use a wheelchair and you need your wife to help you, right? And instead of going into, like, either way that you go in is wrong. Wrong, quote unquote. Another thing is if you have a baby, you got to change your baby's diaper. If you're a guy and you're alone with your kid and you got to change his diaper and there's no changing station in the men's restroom, which can and does happen a lot, the only other place to go is the women's restroom sometimes. So you're going to go in there and change your baby. And I don't think that somebody should get arrested for that. I think that's really stupid, actually. Mace only has one real conviction, and that's for power. She's not doing this because of morals. Mace knows it will earn her respect and support of MAGA if she succeeds in harming our LGBTQ family. Yes, I agree. She is only doing this for power and attention. Correct. Wouldn't that eliminate the line discrepancy? It could. I mean, it could also just, I mean, women's restrooms lines are notoriously long, so it could hurt the men in that specific instance, but that's a bullet I'm willing to bite. Literally nobody cares besides a certain few people, and it's bizarre. Exactly. This is not a real issue. This is not a real thing that people give a fuck about. All right, last thing I want to go over, just to end on a high note here. AOC's argument about transgender bathroom bans is pretty much perfect. Let's take a look.
What Nancy Mace and what Speaker Johnson are doing are endangering all women and girls. Because if you ask them, what is your plan on how to enforce this? They won't come up with an answer. And what it inevitably results in are women and girls who are primed for assault because people are going to want to check their private parts in suspecting who is trans and who is cis and who's doing what. And so the idea that Nancy Mace wants little girls and women to drop trow in front of who? An investigator? Who would that be? In order, because she wants to suspect and point fingers at who she thinks is trans, is disgusting. It is disgusting. And frankly, all it does is allow these Republicans to go around and bully any woman who isn't wearing a skirt because they think she might not look woman enough. People have a right to express themselves, to dress how they want, and to be who they are. And if a woman doesn't look woman enough to a Republican, they want to be able to inspect her genitals to use a bathroom. It's disgusting. And everybody, no matter how you feel on this issue, should reject it completely. What are they doing? They're doing this so that Nancy Mace can make a buck and send a text and fundraise off an email. They're not doing this to protect people. They're endangering women. They're endangering girls of all kinds. And everybody should reject it. It's gross. Thank you.
Thank you.
Boom, period. Perfect. I thought that was bars. And it's unfortunate, this reality that this problem will not be resolved until it starts to affect cis people, but that is the reality. But the silver lining to that is that it will affect cis people, like cis women. You know, you're going, like, if they start to say, like, we need genital inspections, they're going to start inspecting the genitals of cis women, okay? Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, okay, because, like, that would be insane, but that's the only way that this can even work, okay? I saw somebody unironically suggest a gene swab, a fucking gene swab, like a cheek swab, to see their chromosomes. And it's like, nobody wants to do that shit. What are you talking about? This is stupid. Drop it. Just drop it and let people piss and shit where they want to piss and shit. This doesn't help anybody. This isn't helping anything. You are just waving at you're flailing wildly at nothing. This is a non-issue, okay? It's more of an issue for people to go, here, let me pull up one more, actually. I got one more video I want to show you guys. I'm sorry, I know I said I was going to end on a high note, but let me pull this up real quick. This is from when the Young Turks were not what they are now. I knew she was talking about me, so I started recording. Today, a woman thought I was trans and harassed me for using the bathroom. I tried to mentally prepare myself before leaving the stall, knowing she was going to approach me.
It's a child. Hi.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good.
Are you a man or a woman?
Weird.
Why does that matter? Well, because you're in the ladies' room.
Weird as shit. And I guarantee you, I don't have the data on this, but I guarantee you that happens way more than trans women going into restrooms and abusing people. I guarantee you. Yeah, it's freak behavior. It's freak shit. Absolutely. How will these even work with trans women with bottom surgery? I don't know. I really don't. Who's to say? Okay? I don't know what their plan with this is. What I do know is that it's stupid and it's a distraction and it's going to do nothing but hurt people. Okay? Cis people as well as trans people. It hurts everybody, okay? Nancy Mace is a disgrace, bars. She simply doesn't deserve her place in office. I'll just say that, okay? She doesn't deserve it. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits, such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.